That clock is not PM, folks. At 6:15 in the morning, welcome to Tower Lanes in Tacoma. We're here for the title match of today's JBT Overnight Marathon. Ryan Showalter looking to claim his first career JBT title. He's got his work cut out from against Anthony Douglas. We bowl triple elimination match play after a 6-game qualifying block. Anthony has pretty much cruised through that match play round. He only has one loss. Well, Ryan has taken the complete opposite route here, surviving 7 straight elimination games. He got his first 2 losses in the first 2 matches and has won every game since, and of course he's had to get to this point, but that means he's going to have to beat Anthony twice to win the title. Douglas has bowled great all day, qualified 2nd. Got through the opening rounds undefeated before Tristan Curtis, who had a real strong match play round, finally gave him 1 loss, but that was it. Tristan just eliminated in the final 4 in the previous game by Anthony, who threw the back 5 to do it. Man, looking good on lane 7. Really fun format today. 6 games like we said, but we first for us we used 2 different patterns. We used a very long pattern on the left-hand lanes and a very short flat pattern on the right-hand lanes. So if you have a lot of hand rotation, the bowlers were playing pretty deep on the left lane by the end of the day, and were able to stay pretty far right the entire day on the right-hand lane. You see Douglas further right on that lane. Checks up on him though, doesn't quite get the Brooklyn to carry, but if he spares up this relatively simple 9-pin, he'll be in the lead by 22 pins through 5 frames. So good start here in this title game. If you're Anthony, you want to put this away in this game. You don't want to give Ryan any sort of hope or second chance or anything like that. Easier said than done when you have that 1-game cushion. We see it over and over again in match play situations, like when it's best 2 out of 3, or these triple situations. If you have that loss to give, you lose that just fractional bit of a mental edge, and you let that the hungrier player back in, and then you're both stuck with 2 losses, and now what do you do? Showalter a rocky start to match play, and then he's been brilliant the rest of the way. Let's see what he's got here. The big-time cranker player has liked the left-hand lanes. He's been more comfortable in the longer pattern. That makes sense, given the way he torques that ball down there. Let's see, is gosh, at least an arrow and a half deeper on this lane than Anthony is. Up quickly at the 4-pin. Still likes to hook the ball at it. No problem. So yeah, Ryan qualified 9th for the 16 bowler finals. Lost to Tristan in round 1 and lost to top seed Michael Paulson in round 2. So he had to win to stay alive, and he's done it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 consecutive times. He needs to do it an 8th time to force game 9. You see the problem, that right-hand lane, the short pattern has been giving him fits all day long because it is about 10 feet shorter in length, so very significantly shorter, but it's a pretty decent volume up front, and it's also very flat. So short patterns can be brutal that way because they mean friction. If you cut it short, the ball can race right across the head pin, but if you try and give it a little bit of room, especially with that board cover and cranker thing, the ball won't finish and you'll read like it's not short at all. It can be absolutely exasperating sometimes. And add to all of the above, we also had a rule in today where you could only throw a maximum of 3 balls all day long. Most people had a spare ball, so essentially you only had 1 ball per pattern, unless you got really, really versatile. See Douglas using 2 balls on the left hand on each lane too. Douglas a lot less hand rotation than Ryan, so he's further right on both lanes than Ryan is. Also a softer ball speed, that makes up for it. Anthony, a really nice physical game, just repeat shot after shot after shot. Some would call him a phenom.
He's a phenom, I'm sorry.
I'm looking for title number 3 is the Phenom. Weaker ball further right. Oh, but a bad break there, as he could have gotten one of those 2 pins out. Instead, the 4-9 stands and gives Showalter new life here if the Phenom doesn't convert it. And that's always a big if. Pretty good shot at it. No, race across it. So we'll see if that pin account comes into play. Pin on account of the 4-9 cost Devin Johnston the title last week down in Arizona. And count could come into play there too, as Brian can double up. He'll close to just within 2 pins. Big opportunity here for Showalter. Oh, man. Continuing to make real good shots on that left-hand lane. It's just a matter of getting that carry. He's got to continue to chase the oil left on that lane. When you chase it far enough left, you lose the entry angle that you need to get that 10 pin out. Up quickly again at his spares. Switches to what I assume is the 3rd ball. Covers up that 10 pin. Alright, still right in this match. Only trails by 12. Frame's getting short here. As you just don't expect Douglas to make too many mistakes. It's just too consistent. 37 players started at midnight tonight on 11-11-11. Hopefully a memorable date for Ryan. Be a memorable date for one of these two guys. Anthony won a Baker team title, almost time for the 5-person Baker team event again. He also has a handicap division title to his credit. Made the All-Star team last year, finishing in the top 5 in points. Hasn't done as much yet this season. Looking to let this tournament sort of spur him up, and there you go. Sometimes that softer ball speed does the trick, even over the power player of Ryan. Ryan's got to get left and doesn't have the entry angle quite fine-tuned. And with that softer ball speed, able to keep those pins a little better through the deck, at least on that shot, and does carry out that 10 pin and can really put the hurts on here if he can double up in the 9th. Creeps up on that foul line, way wide though. Wow. Tried to adjust off that 4-9, and that time his lesser hand than Ryan hurt him, as he was unable to get that ball to recover off the corner. Demanding pattern today. Took a score of -83 to make the top 16 over 6 games, and this is a pretty talented field, so an indication of a shot maker's pattern. Paulson led the tournament after 6 at +67, so 210 average led. If you were plus, you were in the top 3. Tristan finished 3rd, as we sort of mentioned before. That guy finished 4th, getting a 30-minute hug as a result of it. Very nice. Good finish for him. Brian qualified 16th today, actually, and survived all the way through match play, all the way into the top 4, so nice job out of him. Strike working shot of the match right here. Frustrating. You had to make a little bit of an adjustment to try and pop that 10 out. He made it. The ball just checked a pinch early and couldn't even hold pocket. And we've all been there. Well, cover up this spare. Still time left. Oh no. It's his normal game to be a little quick on those spares. Now he's a little quick on the concession handshake, as we're not quite done here yet. He can still strike out for 180. If he does so, he'll force 9 on the first ball from Douglas. Douglas would 9 out for 182. And with that 2-pin and that helpless stare from Ryan, that's going to wrap it up. But hey, look, he could have been out of this tournament any of the last 8 games. Had he lost his third consecutive match about 2.5 hours ago, he would have finished 13th. Instead, he runs it up all the way to second. Sarcastic hand clap, but nobody was touching Anthony Douglas in this invitational style triple elimination round. So this really should be a good boost for both bowlers here, as Ryan we haven't seen yet this season, so hopefully he'll storm onto tour in the next few tournaments. The next few tournaments, and start to make his mark on this season again. And for Anthony, like we talked about, a little bit slow coming off that all-star season last year. He's got all the talent in the world to put together a bunch of wins this season. Let's see if this is the first of what will be many. In case you were wondering what that noise was, Tristan decided to keep us all awake tonight with that little thing in his left hand, and he's been letting out appropriate honks all day long today. Robert Altieri won the putt-putt tournament associated with today. I'm sure you'll want to hear about that. And double puts him in the 200s again, and he is indeed
Am I right?
a
Can
phenom.
I be right now?
I am nodding on camera to agree. I see that.
Please go on that game right there.
Yes, that's how we got to the title match. That was the phenom ending Curtis's run. It's phenomenal.
It is.
What are we gonna do? That guy finished 5th. He's very proud of himself.
12 games next
This gal was the top female finisher today. And Douglas finishes out.
12 games next year.
In what? Qualifying? Are you out of your mind? We'd be starting the semis today.
We have 18 games on
Oh, jeez. I think that was plenty. Nice title match. Congrats to Anthony and Ryan. We'll see you in a couple days.